Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we got gameplay update 7.35D. But on top of that, we have this new feature where you get to ban 4 heroes before the match even starts, and one of them is guaranteed to get banned. So quickly, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to be banning carries. I'm an offlane player, and so I'm just going to completely target out some of the carries that I just don't like playing against. I think in this new patch with the Helm of the Dominator change, which we'll get into a bit, some of the unit heroes are going to be good. So banning out like Sven, banning out Naga Siren, and then I think my last one will be Terrorblade. Maybe I'll just do Bat Rider. We'll do Bat. We'll switch it up a little bit. And those will be my 4 bans. And now when I load into a game, one of them will get banned. So that's pretty cool. But alright, let's get into patch 7.35D. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. Alright, so this is just a letter patch, but it's still a pretty big patch nonetheless. First thing first, we have BKB is 5 seconds worse in terms of cooldown. I don't think this means that you shouldn't buy BKB, you definitely still should buy BKB. One of the biggest nerfs to the patch was to Rapier. The item now gives, instead of 350 damage, gives 100 damage. It no longer provides 25% spell amp by default, and you have to toggle it between either getting 250 damage or 25% spell amp, which is frankly just terrible. Like, I don't know if the win rate of Rapier was just really broken or something. Maybe they felt the item was just too strong. I don't know. I didn't see a lot of Rapiers in my games personally. I don't get why they would absolutely destroy the item in terms of its effectiveness. I mean, yeah, it's just crazy to me. It's way worse now, so be less enthused to buy Rapier, I guess. Scotty, slightly better. I don't think it's a big deal. Here's one of the big changes of the patch. Helm of the Dominator now grants the caster the bonus goal of the Dominated creep. And this is just nice, right? It's a really big quality of life change for Lycan, for Beastmaster, right? These heroes that are just not too popular right now are going to shoot back up in the meta now for reasons like this, right? Let's say you're just farming with Helm. And keep in mind, Helm of the Dominator is only a 45-second cooldown. Now, people are going to compare this. I know immediately. People are going to be like, this item is Midas. It's not Midas, okay? Is this item very good now? Like, way better than it used to be? Yes. Is this item definitely going to shoot into the meta? In my opinion, yes. The unit heroes, this is huge. Is it broken? I don't think it's broken. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But what I will say is it's not like Midas because you don't get the XP. It grants the caster the gold bounty of the Dominated creep. If you got the XP, completely, really stupid strong, right? Even supports would likely buy. Because it's just the gold, yes, still insanely good, not broken. That is what I'll say about the item. It's gonna be massive. This change is massive. However, it does mean that you have to switch creep and creep and creep. Like, a lot of the time you just want to keep the same creep. Now you gotta switch. I think you should do that. But like, especially when you get Helm too, you don't really want to switch. You usually get the dragon or you get like the golem and you're like, all right, I'm chilling. So it's a bit weird, but definitely with Helm 1, you're going to be spamming this off cooldown. Next up, Maelstrom got a 5% nerf in terms of its proc chance, which definitely is significant. I still think the item is going to be good on the heroes that like it, but definitely worse. Stick is 4 seconds cooldown worse. Magic Wand, 2 seconds cooldown worse. I don't think this will play a massive part. I don't really see this ever being much of a problem. Occasionally comes into play, but generally not a big deal. I would not stray away from these items. Manta, 4 seconds cooldown worse. What I'd say here is this furthers the gap between SNY and Manta. I'm a big fan of Sanjin Yasha because a lot of the heroes that buy Manta also have the option to buy SNY. And SNY is a great item right now, and they've nerfed Manta now by 4 seconds cooldown on the Mantas. And yeah, that matters quite a bit. It does hurt the heroes that like to buy this item quite a bit. Slows down their efficiency, it slows down their ability to farm, it slows down their ability to dodge stuff. It's definitely worse. No Talisman, a super unpopular item, got a slight buff to the mana regen, but it's good. You know, mana regen is not easy to come by usually, so it's nice, but I don't think it makes the item super popular or anything. I can't imagine it just like will shoot into the meta now. Oblivion Staff, a little bit worse. On that note, Orchid, which builds from Oblivion Staff, a little bit worse in terms of the mana regen, a little bit worse in terms of the intelligence, and it costs more mana, so trying to make Orchid not such a good mana item. But I think Orchid is still very good in the current meta. Yeah, I think the buildup is still incredible, even though they did nerf part of the buildup. The buildup is still incredible. You know, it just builds from these 2 really great items, Oblivion Staff and Cornucopia. It's just super solid for a lot of heroes, and then a cheap recipe, you know what I mean? It's just a good item, so if you were buying in the past, I wouldn't really shy away from it now. Parasma, the intelligence's damage should decrease by 25%, a major nerf to Parasma. This is obviously targeted nerf at the pro scene level Puck, I would primarily say. It also hurts Quap and Storm in particular. So, but it was mainly targeted at Puck, I'm pretty certain. One of the weirdest nerfs of the patch, in my opinion, and I actually dislike it. I personally don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand it. Phantom's Province, which is Revenant's Brooch's active, can no longer apply crits. So like, PA would buy this item so she could kill high armor heroes. But now you just can't buy it on PA because you just can't crit when it's turned on. Like, why? Why? This item was not broken. It was like cool that it was finally good for a bit. You know, it was like a cool item that you could buy. And now you just can't buy it. Like, either the win rate must have been insane for them to do this, because I would imagine that's why they did this, but just weird to me. Shadowblade, 3 seconds longer, the duration of the active. It's nice. I don't think it makes the item broken, but it's definitely good, right? Just helps you get around the map. The main thing about Shadowblade is that it makes you move 20% faster. So it would end, like a lot of the time you just run out of duration. Like when I would buy the item and be like, wow, this does end a bit short. And so this change is actually really nice for Silver Edge and for Shadowblade. Now we have some neutral item changes, not a lot, but a few. Royal Jelly, a little bit worse. So this is a buff to, you know, items like the Bubble. This is a buff to Seeds of Serenity. This is a buff to a lot of the other region items because, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't, oh, no, it's not. Because the restoration duration is shorter, but it gives more HP regen and more mana regen. And it seems to come out to about the same. So, all right, so the item's probably about the same. Grove Bow. Attack range bonus decreased from 100 to 75. I still think if it's a hero that really benefits from this item, you should absolutely take it. Grove Bow, in my opinion, even with this nerf, I do believe Grove Bow needed a nerf for being a tier 2 neutral item. I still think you should take it. Light Collector, one of my favorite items in the game. A lot of you guys probably know that. I'm a fiend for movement speed, half the movement speed now. However, if you're close to trees, the mana bonus reduction, oh, I'm sorry, no, it's worse now. The bonus reduction when near trees increased from 50% to 75%. That's the reduction. This item is way worse, and can you take it? It was so far above and beyond the other items. Like, if I saw Light Collector on any hero, I'd just take it. So I get why they nerfed it. I don't know, do you even take it now? It's so much worse. 5% movement speed's not terrible. I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on that one. I'm honestly not sure. This is a huge nerf. It's like literally, ugh. Okay, Doubloon. This item, when in mana mode, gives mana regen. Now it gives 50% more. Same thing for the HP regen, which is nice. Like, this item was giga unpopular. It was very, very situational on like super specific heroes, and it was just hard to use. So, I mean, it gives a lot of mana regen now, but it's tier 3, so it's okay. It gives a lot of mana regen. Like, I'll give this item that. It's a decent regen item. But then you compare it to old Light Collector, and you're like, wow, this is a tier 3 neutral item. It's trash. Neutral creep changes. Stacking gives 5% less XP. I still highly recommend stacking. I've been talking about how broken I think stacking is. And yes, this isn't a nerf, but at the end of the day, I don't think it makes stacking that much worse. And I would still highly suggest stacking when you get the chance. Okay, gold bounty on mud golems, 3 less. That's not the mini golems, it's just the big ones, so make sure you kill the small ones. Gold bounty decreased on the Satyr Mind Stealer by 2. Must be like the total gold stat on these camps or something. I couldn't exactly tell you, this whatever. AA, mana cost decreased on Cold Feet at all levels, so level 1 Cold Feet for trading is better. It's nice, and typically you leave this at a value point until you get the W maxed out, so it definitely helps AA's mana problems, which he does have. Arc Warden lost 50 HP on his 10 talent, and they nerfed his 20 talent, which is one of his most important talents, from 8 seconds to 7 seconds. Still probably a good hero if you spam it. Flame Break on Batrider, instead of doing 10 damage per second, does 25 at level 1. So it does 50 damage in 2 procs. Okay, I see what they did. So basically, Batrider Flame Break does the same damage now, but in less instances until you get to max level. At max level, it does 5 instances. At level 1, it only does 2. And this nerfs value point of Flame Break, right? So now it's basically saying, if you don't max Flame Break, then it's not nearly as good with max Sticky Napalm. So you kind of need max Flame Break and max Sticky Napalm. So definitely do not take your level 10 talent if you play this hero. They also nerfed the 15 talent. Movement speed's good, man. I think you can take either 15 talent. They're pretty equivalent in terms of power, in my opinion. Inner Beast on Beastmaster, so he got the big Helm buffs and he got a direct buff. Not by some crazy amount. Inner Beast bonus attack speed. It's 6 more max. Not going to change the game, but you know, they buffed Helm. They buffed the ability that buffs Helm. It's going to be good. He's going to get a big increase in win rate due to these changes. Bloodseeker, base agility increased by 2. That's pretty nice. It's damage. And self-healing is now classified as lifesteal and is amplified by lifesteal amplification. So this is obviously saying, hey, Bloodseeker, buy Sanj and Yasha. This item is insanely good on Bloodseeker now. It was already insanely good. What a lot of people are doing is they would buy Yasha Kaya or Sanjin Kaya. I think people will buy Sanjin Kaya on this hero, from what I've seen. Then they buy Mjolnir Axe. It's like really crazy. They didn't nerf Maelstrom, I guess, but definitely buy Sanjin Kaya or Sanjin Yasha on Bloodseeker. Both are really, really good. I remember when Hoof Stomp did 100 damage at level 1. Now it does 70. It's 20 less at all levels. I was already not a fan of Centaur. I mean, the hero's win rate's good, so if you like playing Centaur, I don't think these changes kill the hero, but 20 less damage on the stun and the 10 regen is one worse. Chaos Knight, Chaos increased on Reality Rift by 50 at all levels, which is actually quite nice, and his creep damage multiplier was increased by 10%, helping him farm faster, so nice changes overall. I don't think this hero is terrible, and it got buffed in the previous patch as well. The W is way better now. Shen overall nerfs to Penitence and Divine Favor, but nothing crazy. I guess it's 6 less armor on Divine Favor at max level, which is pretty damn significant. But I still think if you're a Chen spammer, you can just spam the hero, it's fine. Power Cox, now 50% of mana burn is added to the damage, which at level 1 is 50, so you get 25 damage. I mean, hey, that's nice, right? And at max level, you're getting an extra 70 damage. Sure, you know, it's good damage. At level 1, definitely nice. Extra 25 damage. It can matter, it could be the difference, so. Crystal Clone, no, my CM, no. Crystal Clone, my favorite shard in the game. Mana cost increased from 50 to 150. It was a bit crazy. Now, basically, this is saying that you have to max. So I would recommend you do, if you want to still buy the shard, which I still honestly would recommend it, is buy Clarities and take 2 points in your Q, so it kills the clone, because that's the break point, and then max your E. Don't max Q, max E. So 244 should be the build. Dark Willow, roaming duration on Bedlam, an extra 0.5 seconds. Sure, that's, you know, it's an extra 140 damage. I mean, that's gonna make the difference in a lot of scenarios, so it's actually a nice size buff. This one was huge. I got up to here when I was reading on my way home, and the slow duration on Thunderstrike is 0.4 flat. So it went from, because it's 4 strikes, so it went from 0.4 seconds of slow to 1.6 seconds of slow at level 1, making this ability a way better trading ability, right? In terms of its ability to kite or chase or disengage, whatever you're doing, way better at level 1. So nice size buff to Disruptor, and I actually think this hero doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. I really think it's a decent hero. Okay, Dragonite, this was a huge nerf. Illusions no longer apply Dragon on hit effects if they have reverted back from melee form. So basically, if they reverted back to melee form, they would still get the AoE slow, AoE damage, and AoE cleave, or whatever you want to call it, AoE splash damage, even if they reverted to melee. So you could cast Dementos right before your ulti reverted, and it would still work. Now you can't do that, so that sucks. Corrosive Breath debuff duration decreased from 5 to 3, which is a huge nerf because this does damage to heroes. This was a part of your farming tool. This is how you largely split push. This is how you take the towers. So that sucks, and they nerfed his very strong 15 talent. So do I think Dragonite's a good hero still? I think he's still good, but I mean, these are big nerfs. Like, this really does hurt. This one in particular, the 5 to 3, it just hurts every aspect of the hero in some regard, so definitely sucks. Drow, another buff. This hero's gotten buffed and buffed and buffed and buffed. Another buff, a huge buff at that. Multi-shot cooldown instead of 18 seconds at max is 15. This is her fighting spell, her farming spell. You know, talk about like massive changes similar to the corrosive buff duration. You know, this is huge, 3 seconds better on multi-shot. However, they nerfed the 15 talent to compensate, but obviously you would take that trade any day because it also gives you the option to take 20% lifesteal at 15. I don't think you do that. I still think you take multi-shot cooldown. It's just too good, but still, I mean, big buff to Drow overall. Really helps the hero. Rolling Boulder on Earth Spirit does 60 damage instead of 30 now. Okay, it's nice. Fire Remnant on Ember Spirit gets 3 second cooldown, which is nice because that's potentially 9 seconds cooldown if you get max charges, if you have max charges going. So that's pretty nice. Time Dilation nerfed again. Slow per cooldown decreased from 10% to 7, 8, 9, 10. Mana cost from 60, 70, 80, 90 to 75, 80, 85, 90. Guys, they nerfed level 1 Time Dilation again, and I still see Faceless Void players leaving Time Dilation at level 1 and taking stats. If I see any of you doing that, I will come to your house, rip down the door, literally destroy your computer. You don't deserve to have a computer, okay? Or whatever you're playing Dota on. Your Steam, how can you play in the Steam Guard? What is it called? Steam Pro? You know what I'm talking about. I will destroy it. Max Time Dilation, please, and take the Time Dilation talents. Hoodwink, they nerfed the 10 talent a bit, whatever. Kunkka, they slightly nerfed the 15 talent, whatever. Leshrac, they slightly nerfed the 20 talent, whatever. Frost Shield does less damage at level 1, but more at max. Chain Frost can now select the Ice Spire as the initial target. Oh, that's interesting. That's probably useful in some cases. That actually probably is very useful, because you can like chuck it at the Ice Spire so you can stay in position. Rage, Lifestealer, damn. He just came into the meta, and down he goes. Movement speed at level 1, at all levels, he got 3% less movement speed. Yeesh. That hurts. Aghanim Scepter cast range bonus decreased from 350 to 250, so that's on his Infest, that's on his ult, which was really annoying. Open Wounds cast range from 800 to 600. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's annoying because Open Wounds cast range was like really high and it was really nice. Movement speed on Rage was really high and really nice. The Ags, I mean, it is good. I don't think people buy it every game. People buy it in a lot of games. The Ags is really good, don't get me wrong. It's like insane, actually. I think it works through BKB. Like, it can disarm BKB carries. At least that's what it looked like when I played against it. Yeah, pretty rough. Honestly, I still think the hero's probably pretty good because they didn't touch Radiance and they didn't touch Sanjinyasha, so probably still good, honestly, overall. Mars, I hate this hero. I like it, but I hate it. I don't know. It's like so odd and clunky. I've been practicing the mechanics, but it's still just weird-ass hero. Okay, they nerfed the ulti. Basically, the cooldown 10 seconds to level 1, 5 at 2 is the same at max. And they nerfed his broken 15 talent, but by 1 second. So, alright, I mean, if you're a Mars player, you probably still pick it, but, you know, nerfs overall, because a big part of this hero is that he used to have, I mean, I think Arena of Blood used to be like a 60 or a 70 second cooldown back in the day. Now it's 100. So, okay, they nerfed Medusa's OP 15 talent by 2%. Not the end of the world, but a nerf nonetheless. The Mystic Snake talent's no joke. Morana got 5 less movement speed. Ooh. Level 10 talent Riptide damage decreased from 25 to 20 on Aga, not going to kill the hero. They buffed both of Necro's 10 talents. Okay, it doesn't seem like anything crazy, but it's nice. And this 15 talent, but nothing crazy. Pango Swashbuckle count decreased from 4 to 3. So that nerfs. So what this does is it's a primary nerf to Diffusal, right? Because the nice thing is this item pairs well with like Maelstrom, but most importantly Diffusal. And so with less strikes, you proc Diffusal less. Like, it doesn't seem like it does less damage. It definitely does less damage at level 1. But as you get back to max, it still seems like it's about the same damage. Yeah, probably about the same damage at max, but it's gonna proc your Diffusal less, which definitely sucks. And yeah, as I said, it's just straight up worse at level 1 by 10 damage. So yeah, another nerf to Pango. And yet he'll still be in the meta at the pro level. In pubs, probably don't pick this hero. It's like too hard. Okay, Onslaught damage decreased. Wow, Primal Beast getting targeted. Sheesh. They nerfed Onslaught damage at level 1 and 2 and 3. Aghanim Scepter damage per line. Okay, and they nerfed his Ags a bit. I don't even think people bought that much, but it was powerful in the right games. Aghanim Shard no longer increases enemy search range by 200. This is for Puck on the Phase Shift attack shard. Aghanim Scepter attack speed decreased from 100% of Puck's attack speed to 90%. Alright, not the end of the world. I'm sure it's still incredibly good, but, you know, I still think Puck's a very good hero, if you're good at it. Sand King gained 6 base damage, but he lost strength gain. 6 base damage! Sand King got 6 base damage! Sheesh! What the? Damn, that's crazy! Shadow Fiend, mana cost on Shadow Rays is now 75 at all levels instead of 75, 80, 85, 90, so that's really nice for the high level of Shadow Fiend when you're spamming raises. Really gonna help you save a lot of mana, so big buff to Shadow Fiend, pretty damn nice. I never see this hero. I feel like it's pretty bad, but I can't imagine this really will put it in the meta, but maybe in pubs it's fine. It's an okay hero, can dominate the lane. Silencer, this is a pretty cool change. The intelligence steal on glaives was 1, 1, 2, 3. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the same at level 1, but it's obviously double as good at level 2, which is significant. At level 3, you get an extra in steal, and at level 4, you get an extra in steal. So much better, honestly. I mean, it adds up really quick. So big buff to Silencer, especially as a core. As a support, not a lot better, but I don't know, Core Silencer is cool. I don't think it's very good at like a high level because it's very slow, it's very gankable, doesn't push out waves quickly, like it has a lot of flaws as people get good, but I think at a low level or like average pubs, it's pretty damn strong. Like you go Pike Witchblade. I guess they nerfed the Witchblade, but yeah, like you probably still just go Pike Witchblade. Snapfire, attack slow, movement speed slow, slow duration are increased by 50% at point blank range. So if you hit them with the point blank scatter, it gets 50% better. That's kind of nice. And projectile speed on Snap, Cookie, 100 better. Whatever, I don't like this hero still. Sven lost a base armor, so making his laning worse. Sticky Bomb cooldown on Techies, 3 seconds cooldown worse at level 1. So just trying to nerf his laning stage, which makes sense because it's the same at max. But trying to nerf his laning stage, it makes sense. Just a very strong laner, way too many Sticky Bombs, so hurts him a little bit. Templar Assassin actually getting a buff here. Meld damage, bonus damage, does 30 more damage at max, but it's the same at level 1, scales up. Terrorblade Reflection, no! Terrorblade support already! No! They could have left it in the meta for a little bit longer, I mean, come on. It just got good. Like, that's why sometimes, I don't know, I feel like Valve should like target shit that didn't just get good. Like, Terrorblade support is cool, and I don't feel like it's that broken, you know what I mean? Like it's like just cool. I kind of like, I like playing with it. I don't mind playing against it. It's like interesting. So like, why instantly nerf it? You know what I mean? I don't really get it. It's like, maybe I'm biased because that's just how I feel about it. Like Lifestealer, I kind of like seeing him get nerfed because I'm an offlaner, but even then, they could have left Lifestealer the same, and I'd be like, all right, sure, he kind of just gained popularity. I'll figure out what are the counters. Like, I've been thinking about like how to counter this hero. I just looked, literally just today, I looked at all the win rates against Lifesteal. It's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like instantly hitting the heroes that shoot into popularity is a bit cringe, and they should just do more buffs and nerfs to the heroes like around these heroes, you know, and give them a bit more time. That would be my philosophy if I was making changes. So, not a huge fan. Okay, Timber Chain damage nerfed at all levels. Wow, that's 25 less at level 1. Max stacks, so they nerfed, and they nerfed reactive armor, especially at level 1, so making the value point of reactive armor quite a bit worse. You can get a whole less stack off from heroes, which hurts. Tinker got 2 base armor. Damn! Cast range of defense matrix, which is actually nice because its cast range was kind of mid at 650, is now 700, 750, 800, 850, 200 cast range better at max. Ugh, don't make Tinker good, Valve. Don't do it. Don't do it, spare us all. It's miserable in every regard. When it's on your team, you're like, damn, my Tinker is still farming. He still had no impact. It's 38 minutes into the game. Surely he'll carry me in 5 minutes. And then when it's against you, you're like, damn, how did he dominate my mid and why is he killing everyone? I don't like Tinker. I really don't. Oh, God. 2 armor. 2 armor? Does he need that much armor? Why does this hero have, like, Terrorblade armor or something? Didn't Tinker already have good armor? Tree Grab. Bonus increased damage from 20 to 14 at level 1. Sheesh. So making his landing stage worse as a support. I guess that's every role. Okay, they nerfed the max stacks bonus on Troll's Shard Fervor by 1. Interesting choice. Aghanim Scepter no longer slows enemy movement speed by 400. Aghanim Scepter now increases the radius by 100. Okay. I've never seen Underlord Ags. Like, bonus damage per creep increased on Atrophy Aura from 2, 4, 6, 8 to 3, 5, 7, 9. The big one is level 1, and that's a big deal because after a creep wave, you know, you're getting an extra 4 damage, which is a lot early on. You know, it's going to be the difference between getting a deny or a CS in a lot of cases. So it's pretty nice. Also, he has a new 15 talent. Pit and Malice slows by 30%. I think AoE is just better, so this is probably just a nerf. Ursa. Slow resistance rescaled from 15, 20, 25, 30 to 10, 20, 30, 40. Probably about the same, but better at max, sure. I mean, I guess it's a buff, because you'd rather slow resistance later on in most games. Damage on Dissimulate, 20 better at all levels. I mean, sure, it's good for securing the range creep. Gemini Attack on Weaver, 5 damage all levels. I don't know, Val. I feel like, I'm not gonna cap, guys. Maybe it's just me, but they're like, oh, we're gonna remove the TI prize pool and make better patches. This patch is good. It's a good patch. Okay, it's a letter patch. Maybe I don't know. I feel like they could do, some of these changes are really cool. I like a lot of these changes. The Helm change, really cool. The Divine change sucks. What are some other cool changes here? Shadowblade change, cool. Light Collector change, reasonable, but I don't like it. I don't know. What are some other of the cool changes in this patch? I guess CK is quite a bit better. Disruptor change is cool. Dark Willow change is cool. Like, Drow change is cool. I mean, there's some good changes in this patch. You know what I mean? Like, this Lich change is very, very creative. Like, they do a good job with a lot of things, but at the same time, I don't know. Some of it just feels like unnecessary and random. Like this Weaver change, kind of boring. This one is interesting, boring, necessary, Tinker. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the patch in the comment section down below. Definitely a couple of cool things to try, a couple new heroes to try. Probably Lycan and Beastmaster definitely come to mind for this patch. And we'll see how it plays out from there. I'm going to make a video tomorrow on the best builds as I get to see how the patch plays out from today to tomorrow. We'll see how things go. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below. And I'm out. Peace.